We're gonna talk about we're gonna have a nice little Q&A. First and foremost, I kind of want to get into like bias on a day-to-day basis, right? How you guys should be looking at it, right? And it's really not that hard, right? When you really start to look at the nitty-gritty of things and just start to pay attention to like what's going on within the charts, because a lot of y'all kind of focus on a little bit way too much and y'all shouldn't be. Um let's start with like the daily time frame, right? And let's kind of explain what you should or should not be looking for on a daily time frame, right? So anytime you get on the charts on a every day, right, and you look at the daily time frame, right, you're looking for three things, right? You're either looking to see if price is close to a high, a low, right? So that's the first thing, right? You're either looking to you're trying to see if price is close to a high or a low, right? Or you're looking to see if price is close to a daily time frame order block, right? Y'all can see we bounced off of this one, pretty perfectly, right? CE of this perfectly today, right? Um, or you're looking to see if price is near a daily time frame imbalance, right? If price is not near one of those three things when you wake up in the morning, to be honest, everything is completely irrelevant on the daily time frame. It's completely irrelevant because it's the daily time frame. The daily candle can only expand so much. So you got to kind of go off of what's going on the lower time frames to tell you exactly what's going on. Now, this is where you go to the 4 hour and 1 hour and start to like get your bias. You start to think, okay, what exactly, right, could I be looking at for price to start to tell me where price is going, right? Where could it be? Now on the 4 hour time frame, sometimes it's not that clear. It's not that clear sometimes, right? Sometimes on the 4 hour time frame, right? It's the 4 hour time frame. So you get things like this right here, right? Where you have a big cluster of consolidation, right? Or you get stuff like this where it's a big cluster of consolidation again. So you don't really know, what exactly is going on the 4 hour
Oh,
time
just
frame.
another one.
What? The why I don't be letting y'all on mute right here. Right here. This is your why right here. Y'all don't be getting let off mute. Y'all punish again. Punish again. Crazy word. That fast. Worse than my daughter. All right. Um now in the 1 hour time frame, when you jump down to the 1 hour time frame, right? This is where you can actually start to see a lot much better of what's going on, right? Let me tell y'all something. Price is always looking for a high, low, or a imbalance. Okay, right? Or let me not say imbalance, a key area. It's always looking for one of those things every single day. If we go ahead and we run through, let's just look at just this right here, right? From this price action all the way on to today, right? And let's just look to see like everything that just kind of went on, right? As you can see, right, we opened up, right? We came all the way up, right? What did we do? We come and we hunted this high right here, right? After the hunting that high, right, we put in a low, right, and we came and hunted this high again, right? And right here is where people get tricked at right here, right? This little area right here, right? Because if I'm looking at it from just this standpoint right here. So if I'm looking at it from right here, this standpoint, and I see price just took out this high and we're just like trading off right now, right? I don't have enough information to tell me that price is selling, it's going to sell off from here. There isn't enough information right there, right? Unless I did like a little top tick because I knew that price was going to sweep out this high and we're going to tap this order block and then start to sell off, right? There isn't enough information to tell me that price is going to sell off right here, right? So you don't do nothing. You sit on your hands, right? But it's not the point. I don't want to. I don't want to get into like that part right now, right? I more so want to get into the fact that hey, we swept out this high, came down, came up, swept out this high again, right? And then we started to sell off, right? Where did we start to sell off to? And we got this low. Um, that's right here. Come on with this damn magnet. We got this low right here. We have an imbalance that's right here, right? We came down to we came down and we made this low, we made this high, and then we came and we swept out this low, right? After sweeping out that low, we end up sweeping out this. this low, tapping into this daily opening gap, right? And then we started to reach back up to the top, right? Where we started to sweep out this high, right? After sweeping out that high, we pulled back into this imbalance. I mean, into this order block right here, right? We created a low because we didn't sweep out none of these lows, right? We then created this high, created this low, swept out this high to come down and sweep out this low, right? If you notice, all we did was create the lows or and the highs to sweep out because we didn't sweep out any of these, right? It's the thought process behind it, right? You want price cannot go lower without going higher. Price cannot go higher without going lower first. All price is doing, right, every single day is looking for a high or a low to get swept out, right? It is stop hunting every single day, right? After sweeping out this low, what do? We sweep out this high, we come in, we sweep out this high right here, right? And then we put a failure swing in right here, right? After sweeping out all these highs, we put that failure swing in and then we start to sell off to the bottom, right? Now, once we sell off to this bottom, what do? We sweep out this low that's right here. We then sweep out this low that's right here, right? And then we come back up and we tap the imbalance and we sell off, right? We start to sell off. Where do we sell off to? We sell off to start sweeping out the other lows, right? We sweep out this low, we sweep out this low that's down here, right? And this is all on a 1 hour time frame, by the way. We come down and we come into this key area that's right here, right? Once we tap this key area, ES takes out this low, we come and we tap this imbalance. Once we tap this imbalance, we then start to come lower, right, to sweep out this low, right? In the midst of us coming before coming down to sweep out this low, right, we have a little consolidation that's right here, right? Now this consolidation means something because after we took out this low, we tapped this key area and we moved up, we created a high, right? We didn't just create a high, we created a low as well. So we created this high and we created this low that was right here. Right. So first we created the low, we then reached up, created that high, we came down, we swept out this low, right? And then we consolidated in between this low and this high, right? Cool. We finally end up sweeping out this high, pushing down, sweeping out this low, right? Again, the main thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is that price is always looking for a high or a low to sweep out, right? So your main objective is to find the low or the high that price is looking to sweep out for the day, right? It's not that, I swear to God, it's not that hard to like really, I understand that sometimes it could get confusing, but it's really not that hard when because the only confusing thing that you guys should have like a problem with when you are getting on the charts is, hey, is it going to go and sweep out the low that's at the bottom or the high that's at the top, right? That's nearby, right? You shouldn't be worried about if price is coming way down here, right? Knowing that price is way up here. That price ain't this is the least of your concern, right? Your main concern right now should be this low because it's nearby, right? So this should be your main concern, right? This low nearby, right? And this high right here that's nearby, right? This is your only two main concerns right now. Why? Because price is right here. It's in between this low and this high, right? Now, in between this low and this high, right? This is where you can possibly get key areas because if you're not looking for price to, if you're on a bullish trend, right? And you're looking for price to go higher, right? You shouldn't be looking for this low to get swept out. You should be more so looking at this order block right here to come get tapped into, right? For price to go higher, right? So that is where like your bias come into play every single morning, right? If we just look at just like the past few days, let's just start with like let's look at like last week, right? Let's look at last week. What this is Sunday, what this is Tuesday, is Monday right here. All right, so on Monday, right? You look at this on Monday, huh? We go ahead, we can see right here, we swept out this low right here, right? And let's look at, matter of fact, we won't find where 8 o'clock is, right? So this is 8 o'clock right here. So if this is 8 o'clock and we looking at 9 o'clock, we looking at to get on at 9 o'clock and we looking to analyze what's going on at 9 o'clock. The very first thing you want to ask yourself on a 1 hour time frame was what was the last thing to happen, right? So the last thing to happen was price ended up opening up, coming down, sweeping out this low in the 1 hour time frame, and we started to push back up to the upside, right? We started to respect bullish for valley gaps, disrespect bearish order blocks, right? To go back to the upside, right? So your main question should be, okay, what was the last thing to happen, right? So boom, we swapped out this low, right? And then we came up at 8 o'clock, and we came up before 8 o'clock, and we swept out this high. So this 8 o'clock right here, before 8 o'clock came, we swept out this high. So we swept out this high. Your main thing should be, okay, let me look for my key area that's above this particular high. Because if I know I just swept out this low, and my new objective is this high right here, right? I want to look for a key area, right? That's above the high. Why? Because if I can't catch a trade going to this high, once this high is taken out, I want to catch the trade coming from out of this high, right? To go to the downside. That's my thought process every single day. Okay, listen, I know what my key area is, right? I know what prices wants to go and sweep for the day, right? But in order for me to go ahead and do such, right, I have to analyze, okay, this is my high, right? I want this high taken out, right? I want to trade to this high. Okay, the high, I can't find a trade to this high. Cool. I'm gonna wait till this high taken out. I'm gonna wait for it to tap into the key area after taking out this high, and then I'm gonna go ahead and find my trade to the downside, upside, whatever. Ooh, do. So um, even when we look down here, right? We go ahead and we look down here in this little area right here, right? And we could see, okay, at 9 o'clock, this 9 o'clock right here. Hold on. So this 8 o'clock right here, right? So at 8 o'clock, I want to ask myself, all right, what was the last thing to happen? So the last thing to happen was price came swept out this low on ES, putting in the SMT, right? So if it did that, boom, I'm looking at what my key area is on NASDAQ, because I no longer need this low to be swept out because NASDAQ had already swept this out. So boom, I'm marking up my low. I'm marking up, my order. I'm marking up my order block, my key area, right, that I want to see price tab into, bounce, right, marking up the opening. Boom. I'm looking for price to come and bounce from out of this area to go higher. Where am I looking at it to go higher? Right here in this high. So soon as market open, boom, I'm looking for price to tap this little key area, go higher to my TP. Why? Because I'm analyzing it based off of what was the last thing to happen. And the last thing to happen was price came down, swept out this low right here, right? ES came and swept out this low, putting in the SMT, and we already at my key area. I'm already looking for price to bounce, right? I'm I'm looking for 9 o'clock, 9:30 to be my driver. Now I'm looking for 9:30 to start pushing, all the way up to the upside, to the downside, like just like that. So every single day, I want y'all to like start looking at the charts that particular way. Like I want y'all to start looking at the charts like, okay, what was the last thing to happen? Like even today, right? Let's look at it like from a today standpoint. Now today was one of those days where I was a little thrown off, even though I still made a little bit over 21 racks. I was a little thrown off because I was expecting, right, which I shouldn't have been expecting because this order block, right? This leg right here, this inducement leg right here. Um it wasn't led with a breaker structure, right? So, right on this 1 hour time frame, when this leg swept out this high right here and it came all the way down, we didn't break structure to the downside, right? We came and made a phase swing. We then came up right here and then came down and swapped out this low and then continued to the upside, right? So my thought process should have been, since we didn't do that and we didn't lead this to with a breaker structure that this demand zone, this supply zone wouldn't have held, which I top tick this supply zone on my AMP account anyway. So I had got, I had already got me some bread out that bitch, but I was looking for price to come back, tap this area, and then go lower to at least come and sweep out this low right here. And then I was looking for at least point 0.5 of this range before price started to go back to the upside. It's not that I wasn't bullish today. It's just that I wasn't trying to see bullish price action straight off rip. I was looking for it to, excuse me, do what it do. So price did open up at at 8 o'clock, right? We had got a little swing formation. 8 o'clock came in, boom. We didn't we didn't, started to sell off to the bottom. I really wanted to see this low get taken out, but it didn't, right? It ended up creating this low right here, and it swept out this low right here, right, into this order block right here. And if you trade with me, this was an easy setup. I seen some of the students actually take this setup. This was pretty decent to go back to the upside. I unfortunately wasn't looking at it that way. Now I did end up catching a nice play right off the 15-minute 1 minute time frame, right? Pretty simple. Saw this order block on a 15-minute time frame right here, marked it out, and then I went to the 1 minute time frame, right? And I wanted to see, my classic play, which is the trade that I'm in now, right? Which is I wanted to see inducement, right, into the um rejection block on a 1 minute time frame. So I wanted to see this nice inducement come. Boom, we got that nice inducement into that 786 area. Um, I took mine up to 705, and then it bounced. So and I've been holding this trade since we went ahead and closed the trade or whatever. So I'm gonna open it for like y'all Q&As, so y'all can ask y'all questions. Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you come off the mic, I'm gonna kick you out the Zoom on 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 my soul. All right, raise your hand. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead, Shay.
All right, I got probably like two questions. So my first question, so when you okay, I know you see wait and see what happened last or whatever.
Right.
So if it swept the low, then we aiming for the high, or we aiming for that high to get swept to come back lower again.
So it depends on, right. Here's the thing, right? Eh, Are you looking for a 50-point trade or a 300-point trade? Like that should be your question overall, right? Like are you trying to hit a home run? Are you trying to get base hits so you can just get off the charts and go about your day? Because that's like a big question that a lot of y'all need to start asking yourself, because a lot of y'all could get very, very simple trades and y'all don't. So again, if I'm looking and I'm saying, all right, look, let's look at this for like this is an example right here, right? So like on Monday, what this was, yeah, this was Monday. Monday at 10 o'clock, right? Boom. We ended up coming down. We swept out this little low right here, right? And we did it inside of this order block right here, right? Boom. They had the monthly opening right here. No, the weekly opening. What's that? Yeah, the weekly opening right there as well, right? If I'm looking for like a base hit, right? This is at 9 o'clock right here. If I'm looking for like a little base, this, you know what? This is not even a real good example right here. You know why? Because both of these gave like 100 points. I want to show you an example of something that's not like 100 points for real. Like it's gonna be kind of hard because of the amount of candles lately. Hold on. All right, just imagine this. I ain't got time to do all that. I don't want to make this recording buku long. So just imagine, this shit is just like 50 points for real, right? To the downside, matter of yeah, no, to the upside, right? When you are looking at something like this and you're saying, all right, I'm getting on, right? I'm looking to trade, right? And I'm like, all right, we just took out this low. Then your next thought process should be, all right, what's the nearest either either you either want to know what's the nearest key area that you could, go ahead and tap back into, which would have been this order block right here, right? So this would have been the nearest key area right here that you could go back and tap back into to go back to the upside. That's even if you wanted to go lower, right? Or you want to say what's the nearest high that I want to take out, right? Which would have been this high. So, and that's how you determine like where your TP should be and where you should be like looking to interact.
Okay, and then my other question, like, how do you know when a SMT is no longer valid?
When so SMTs are always followed by displacement. If it don't got no displacement with it, is the SMT is no longer valid. That was another thing with me this morning was, we because ES had already taken out these highs right here, so that really gave me a lot of confidence that we was gonna go lower when we got up, and then we had a SMT. I think right here, if I'm not mistaken, we had a SMT with ES, to go lower or whatever. So that really made me feel like we was gonna go lower, but unfortunately we just didn't, and it's all right though,
All right.
no problem. Go ahead, Bella.
Okay, how do you know which order block that it's going to reverse from? Because I've seen times where it comes to the order block and then it just keeps going to hunt for more liquidity.
So so never the order blocks pop up everywhere on the screen. Okay. The main order blocks that you want to go ahead and trade is the ones that come from out of key areas, right? So typically ones that sweep highs and lows, right, or come from out of gaps, right? I have some, like for instance, right? We had an order block right now, and that's why price is kind of dipping off right here. So on a 1 minute, on a 1 hour time frame right here, right? We looking at this. This is an order block. Why is this a good key order block right here? Because we this order block came from out of this for value gap right here, this imbalance. So that's just why I see a lot of y'all just mark out an order block because it's just there. You don't want to do that. It's based off of like, even for instance, right? I know for a fact that a lot of people are gonna try to trade off of this particular order block. This don't make no sense. This is not a good order block to trade because this order block didn't sweep out this high right here on the 1 hour time frame. It made a failure swing, right? So I'm expecting price to eat this whole order block up and sweep out this high and then reverse. I'm not expecting this to hold at all, but it's going to be a lot of people that's going to try to take this order block and try to trade it.
Okay, so the order blocks that are followed or come after fair value gap, that's what makes the price stop when it comes to the I mean, when it comes to the order block?
Not just a for value gap, key areas in general.
No, that's what I mean. Like if the order block is in the fair value gap, like
No,
coming
comes
outside,
from out of a for value
yeah,
gap,
comes from
right?
outside of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, because it could be examples where, like, hold on, let me see if I got a little example. Hold on. It could be an example where, like, the order block itself didn't tap into the for value gap, but the candle before it tapped into the for value gap and then like closed below it. Hold on, I know I had an example. I seen one recently. Hold
is
on.
this one that order block you have marked up now? I have that marked up. I was just trying to see if something would play out, but I didn't even realize that it came out of a fair value gap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It did. I just recently seen one of an example that I'm talking about. Then it'll pop up when it do. I'm gonna show you, but it'll pop up. But sometimes like you'll have a for value gap, and then the order block itself wouldn't tap into the for value gap, but the candle next to it will tap into the for value gap and then sell off. That'll make that one an actual high probability order block as well.
Okay.
S- go ahead, Brooke.
Hi, my question, I think you answered it, but so if we use order blocks, what else do we pair it with? Like fair value gaps or like something else? Or is it personal?
Wait, say that again.
Like, okay, so today I was looking for order blocks and then I ended up missing a trade because I couldn't see it clear. And I was on the hour time frame, but I didn't know, like, should I look for fair value gaps and order blocks or something else in
No,
order blocks?
no. So if you trade order blocks,
What?
look for just order blocks. I don't know who that is, baby, but like, come on,
Get your plate off the floor.
come on. You about to yell at the kids, and we can hear you. Brooke. So if you trade order blocks, stick to order blocks. If you trade for value gaps, stick to for value gaps. You don't gotta switch up, your whole strategy for whatever reason. You don't got to do that. So it's cool to just look at order blocks, right? I think majority of y'all problem is y'all just don't know when to recognize that you are wrong on a trend, right? I'm gonna give you an example. Today was a prime example of me recognizing that I was wrong on a trend and ended up telling the Discord to the this trade I took at 32.98. I put this trade inside of the premium chat and told everybody who didn't catch the second trade that we caught earlier that boom, take it from this particular area, right? And that's me recognizing that hey, I was wrong on a trend. We not about to sell off from this order block that's right here. We gonna push past this bitch and boom, I need to go ahead and readjust myself to go ahead and sell out, especially because listen, if I'm looking and I'm saying, all right, this is an order block. I want to see price sell off from there, right? And then we go ahead and we take out this high. And once we take out this high, the nearest like the nearest key area that's good enough for me, right? Wouldn't even be this for value gap, right? Because price wouldn't edge this for value gap if it was really good enough to like go off. Like price wouldn't edge this shit. Price would have tapped it and then went ahead and sold off the very first time because this was already inducement. So at that point, you got to learn when to switch like your mindset and say, okay, obviously we're not bearish today, we're bullish, or obviously we're not bullish today, we're bearish, and then you only look for order blocks that can take you to the upside, right? Or you look for that one order block because price is not going to stop at 6 7 order blocks on the 1 hour time frame every single day. It's literally, I swear to God, it's one order block that price is going to tap into every single day from the upside and from the downside to go up and go down. You just have to figure out which one of those order blocks it is. For instance, for today, right, 9 o'clock, this was the order block right here that we ended up tapping to go higher, right? And so this was the bullish order block right here. The bearish order block was right here. We only tap one every single day. Like every day, we only tap one to go higher and go lower. Only one every single day. You just have to figure out which one it is that price is gonna tap to go higher, right? On a day-to-day basis.
Are you waiting for it to tap it before you drop to the lower time frame? Like the key
No, 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 no. Once I mark it out, I'm dropping to the lower time frame because I'm most likely stacking key levels. I want an exact bottom tick entry or top tick. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Maya.
Hey, my bad. So I seem to don't have any issues like bottom or top ticking, but
Uh-huh.
I'm having a problem like if the bottom or top tick, like if the top of the move has already happened, I'm not confident in like continuation entries.
Yeah, I get it. So, continuation entries is always typically my favorite. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just because they much more easier to like gauge when to get in. So like today, right? This was a simple continuation entry that I got in from the bottom, right? And it's all about again the simple concept. If price is already taken off, right? So look, boom, this 925 right here, right? Then boom, we got 930 right here. Boom, we consistently going up, 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 right? So your job is not to chase it. Your job is to wait for price to give you something, right? So what price gave me was all right, boom. We didn't open up at 10 o'clock, came all the way down, tapped this gap, and we left a long wick. So I'm already knowing, yeah, we not about to go below here at all, right? So cool. What I'm waiting on is for price to come low, high, low again, sweep out that low into the key area, which is the rejection block, and then go higher, right? That's my whole thought process the whole time. It don't matter. It even if I was to go down to like the 1 minute time frame, right? If I go down to the 1 minute time frame, of course, right? you're gonna get a lot of fakes on the 1 minute time frame. So you gotta basically base it off of the 5 or the 15 minute and then shoot down to the one, right? To kind of give you like a better scope. So like even like, today I use the 15 minute order block and then I went down to the 1 minute to like you get this 1 minute entry. But like if I stayed on the 1 minute time frame, right, and I seen okay, boom, right here, we 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 didn't bought up. Cool. We made this low right here. We made this high right here. We then came and we swept out this low right here. And then we started to move back to the upside, right? So this is like your entry right here. Boom. We didn't swept out this low. But this is just for, if you want a bottom tick, but you don't got to, right? You don't got to. Boom. We swept out this low, tapped into this for value gap. CE, go back to the upside. But the order block right here. As soon as this order block was made, price came right back, tapped the order block, and then went back to the upside. Again, same right here, right? We created this rejection block, right? Up, made this low, up, came down, swept out this low into the rejection block. Then we started to proceed high to the upside. So it's just about waiting. I swear, if you just wait for price to create a low, sweep a low, go back to the upside, or create a high, sweep the high to go back to the downside, you'll always end up on the right side of the trade because too often a lot of y'all just kind of jump into the trades because y'all feel like y'all missed out. Y'all, it's 6, 7 candles up. Boom, y'all done jumped in that bitch because y'all think that's what that is. And yeah, that don't be what that is.
Okay, and just one more thing.
Yeah.
On last, the SMT thing kind of gets me sometimes. On last, I think it was last Thursday, the 6 a.m. candle.
Uh-huh.
It looked like hold on, I had it written down. I think ES took the high and NQ took the low, so that kind of confused me. I wasn't really sure like what the bias was.
On you said Thursday.
Yeah, last Thursday, the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle. ES swept the low and then NQ swept the
Okay.
high.
All right. So don't when something like that happen, don't look at it from a 4 hour perspective.
Okay.
Look at it from an hourly perspective. That 4 hour is gonna kind of fuck you up a little bit, because sometimes it's just consolidation. But on the 1 hour, it'll give you somewhat of a narrative, a story to kind of go off of. But yeah, it was a SMT. Listen, when an SMT play out on the higher time frame, the 4 hour and 1 hour time frame, especially when it's close to a candle closing, right? Like some type of candle closing, you wanna kind of go off that SMT, right? And that does not mean that the SMT means that price is going to go continue back to the upside or continue back to the downside, for the entire time. That just probably mean that price is just about to put in that SMT just so it can start to push to the upside to go inside like the gap. Like the order block, some to tap it to go lower, right? So when that SMT was put in right here on Thursday from the bottom, it created the gap to tap the gap to come back down and sweep out the low.
Gotcha. All right.
Use
Thank you.
the use the SMTs to your advantage. So if you see ES hadn't swept out that low, all right, start looking at NQ and like, all right, I don't want NQ to sweep out this low. I want NQ to tap into whatever key area, right? This rejection block, this order block right here. And I'm looking for price to give me like maybe 50 points, 100 points, 150, something in that range to, go higher, go lower, whatever SMT was put in.
Got it.
No problem. Go ahead, Fred.
What's up, Luchii? How you doing, man?
What's up, baby?
Not much, man. The main thing that gets me right now is just like the charting part of it.
Uh-huh.
Like when y'all talk about key areas or like, especially when I be looking in the chat and y'all be like, well, yeah, I got in at 3296 or like that. Like I'm trying to figure out how y'all found that like that exact number to know when to jump in. Because right now I just look at the fair value gap and if it retests and kind of like on a lower time frame, and I just try to like snipe the play. But
Yeah,
that's mostly that's
that's
gambling, bro.
gambling. Yeah, you
Yeah, you know
gambling
what I'm
like a
saying?
motherfucker.
So I
You
wanna
could sell me, brother. I ain't gonna lie. You could just sell me
yeah.
for real.
Nah. I'm already paying, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get paid. I'm not trying to get my money
I'm
back.
saying
You
though,
feel me?
you gonna get a market your money. Like you might
Yeah,
well fuck
nah,
with me.
man. So I'm trying not to, man. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to learn. I've been in them videos heavy, so I'm just trying to see where y'all get that analysis from.
So it always starts from a higher time frame perspective. Listen, the market is just highs, lows, and key areas. That's it. That's all it is, right? Every single morning, I'm looking to see what was the last thing. Again, I say this, I say this so often because it's honestly like one of the most important things, right? I always want to see what was the last thing that price did, right? You know,
Mm,
did we, we tapped this little area, we started pushing up, right? Did we sweep a high right here, right? And we started to push down. Like what was the last thing that happened, right? But it's all gonna be based on the 1 hour time frame. I'm getting my entire narrative off the 1 hour. I spend about maybe 10 minutes max on my top down analysis every single morning. My shit go by so quick because it's so easy to just determine, okay, what was just to see, okay, what was the last thing that it's a repeatable process, bro. The strategies, right, is the easy part, right? Reading the market is the hard part. It's easy learning how to get into it's easy learning to take a trade from an order block. That shit, that's the most easiest shit in the world. The hardest part for a lot of traders is understanding where market is going, right? A lot of traders
mm,
struggle with just that point of view alone. So my repeatable thing that I do every day is, all right, look, I'm on here. Let me go ahead and be like, yeah, price, price, price then swept out this low. Boom. We pushing up, right? Um, once we go ahead and we take out, this high, right? I want to gauge my key areas. Hold on. So I want to go ahead and gauge my key areas, right? How do I gauge my key areas? I'm telling myself, all right, boom, we didn't took out this high, right? The first key area that's about as high is this gap right here, right? This is exactly what I did this morning, right? The minute we started to come back up, right, and we didn't start selling off, I marked out this gap, right? But once we took out this high, I had already knew that we wasn't gonna stop at this gap, so I just didn't take a trade, a sell off from this gap, right? So, and then we was getting closer to 10 o'clock, right? I then went to the 4 hour time frame because maybe, we didn't have a key area on the 1 hour, but we had a key area on the 4 hour right here, right? Boom. I seen a 4 hour gap right here. But again, nothing on the 15 minute told me that, hey, we would sell off from out of this area except for this 15-minute order block. Somebody had a, told me that this 15-minute order block was there because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know at first. But outside of that, right? If I'm just looking at it from an hourly standpoint, okay, after this little key area right here get tapped into and price don't do nothing, what's my next key area? This order block. So I only got two key areas. I got two times to get it wrong, right?
mm,
All I got is just two times to get it wrong before I could get off the charts, right? Before I'm off the charts, right? I got this gap right here. And if I'm looking at this gap and I mark out this gap and then I go down to the 5 minute time frame and I'm looking and I'm like, all right, there's nothing on the 5 minute time frame that's right here that'll tell me that price wants to reject from right here. So I'm already not looking to take a trade from right here within this area. All right, cool. I got this order block right here, right? So I could do
mm,
two things. Either I could go ahead and look for a trade to the upside to this order block right here, right? To go ahead and take a trade so I could, get whatever I need out of that. Or I could wait for price to get up to this order block right here, right? And then start looking for me a sell off, out of this order block, right? Rather I took like, I'm looking at the charts and I took like CE of this order block right here, right? For what is this? How many points this gave? So this gave about 50 points right here to the exact. You'd have been risking about, look like about, let me see. You'd have been risking about 11, 12 points, right? To make that little 50 point. That's a 1 to 5 right there. You hear me?
mm,
So it's just little shit like that'll help you. Like that'll help you, for sure. With anything. Or even like this little sell off right here, right? This little sell off right here. That you got what this was. Yeah, this 355 set off to the bottom all the way down to these lows or whatever, right? Um all that shit helps you. but it all starts on the hourly time frame. Please stop doing that shit on the lower time frames, thinking that you're gonna snipe something. You're gonna be doing that shit for the next 5 years, and then you're gonna be actually willing to learn, and that don't make no sense
Appreciate that.
for sure. Uh, I staking her name wrong. Dazzler. You gotta tell me your name, Dazzler.
I know you say it right.
Facts.
Um, so I got a quick question. Okay, so for the 4 hour camp, hopefully I can access and you understand what I'm trying to say. But when you like mark out, like say you mark out the high of the 4 hour, and
Uh,
then you drop down on the lower time frame, I think I'm kind of struggling on like where to get the entry. If it's like,
from the 4 hour.
mm,
All right. So look, I want you to just pay attention to something, right? So look, right now, right? We at this little key area, right? We at this 4 hour order block that's like right here, right? We at this little 4 hour order block right here, right? So if I'm at this 4 hour order block and I go ahead and I mark this 4 hour order block up like this, and then I go ahead and I mark out my opening like this, right? When I drop down to the 15-minute time frame, I'm looking to the left because I want to see what key area is over here that I could go ahead and take my trade off of, right? So this would make sense to me right here. Boom. Inside of this 4 hour order block, right? I got this high that's sitting right here, right? Now with this high right here, I got this order, this 15-minute order block that's sitting right here, right? When I mark out the opening of this order block, right? Now I have my entry. So like if price was to come back up right now, right? This is the trade that I'd be looking for. Only inside of, listen, when you mark out your key level on that higher time frame, I'm only looking to take my trade from within that key level. I just need to find another key level that correspond with that one. So I'm able to take a trade, right? So I'm able to get a decent entry. So now, right, if price was to come back up to this level right here, right? Like we start to shoot back up. I would be actually looking like this would be a real trade idea for me that I would want to see happen, to go back to the downside, right? Rather it's for 50 points, rather it's for 100 points, 150 points. This is what I want to see. Same thing with like from the bottom, right? We go back to the 4 hour time frame, right? Because it's all about just stacking them key areas, right? So if I go back to the 4 hour time frame and I see that price is trading right here, right? My nearest key area to the bottom, right, is this gap, and this order block right here, right? Now, if you just trade order blocks, right? If you trade order blocks, because I know I'm gonna get that question. All right, what gap? Oh, if there's a gap, and what should I use? Is based on what you trade. If you trade gaps, you can try to find you a trade within these gaps. But if you trade order blocks, right, you would find this order block, mark out this order block. Once you mark this order block out, you going down to the 15. When you go down to the 15, right, you then starting to look, okay, what makes sense, right? What makes sense for me to take a trade? All right, midnight open lines up within this for value gap and the CE of this order block that's right there, right? Not only,
All
I
right,
know
bro. I'm
you
be like,
lying.
dog.
I know you lying, gangster. Come on, come on now. All right, so boom, we start pushing up to the upside, right? We got this 4 hour order block right here, right? Inside of this 4 hour order block, I got a 15-minute order block that's right here, right? So if I'm looking, right, and price wants to come down, I'm looking to take my trade from right here now. This is why I'm looking to take my trade. I'm not looking to take my trade when price get into the order block right here, because boom, my stop loss gonna have to be way down here for it to be invalidated. That's 100 and some points. I'm finding my key areas that align with each other, right? So I'm either taking my trade from here with a stop loss right below this low, or I'm looking for price to take it from midnight open, right, with a stop loss below this low right here. One of these I'm looking to take though. I'm looking to take, but it's all based on just that 4 hour time frame. This go ahead and it levels out the noise because it's too much noise, going on the lower time frame, right? If I go ahead and I never marked out this order block and I went down to the 15-minute time frame, See, now I got this for value gap right here, right? I got this order block that's right here on the 15 minute from outside of the 4 hour, right? I got this for value gap right here. I got this for value gap right here. You see, I got all these key areas now. I got all these key areas because I didn't narrow nothing down. I ain't gonna lie. Let me close this trade out before I get aggravated.
Okay, real quick though. So when you say the highs and the lows sweep, is it like not necessarily guaranteed, but is it gonna most likely reverse? Because I think I getting a little bit more of the high and lows, but I just want to know like, am I looking for it to reverse whenever it sweeps each time?
Higher time frame, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're looking for a reversal. A reversal happens at least 95% of the time once a high or a low in the higher time frame get taken up. Um, iPhone, you the only person named iPhone. I'm not gonna lie. Just go ahead and just
So I have a SMT question. You probably already answered, but I was interested in a limit that I had set earlier,
uh-huh.
and I noticed that ES had already took out the highs. So
Uh-huh.
does that make my trade invalid? So price won't come back up there anymore. Just look to
I
take the
wouldn't,
limit
yeah,
off.
I wouldn't, yeah, I would take it off because the price come back to that is most likely gonna blow through that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. You're gonna be sadly disappointed.
Okay. And another one. I noticed when you use midnight opening, you don't always use that current day. So I've noticed you use like past midnight openings. So when do you actually take those off? When do those become
Um,
invalid?
so this is an indicator. So like they dead forever, to be honest with you. So like I don't put them on or take them off. They just dead because it's off the indicator. But midnight open never becomes invalid. Is in it's like one of those key areas that's always useful.
Okay. So no matter the day that it was made, it's still valid.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And you show the indicator settings. There's no the settings is not changed. As soon as you click on the indicator, it automatically puts it on. The only thing I did was brighten my colors up. That's it. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Hey Luchii, so I have two questions.
Uh,
The first one was about the order block from this morning. How did you know that it was going to be that order block if it looked like it was kind of consolidating? Like it wasn't really.
you mean this one right here?
No, the one at the bottom from when
This
price
one?
opened up this morning. Is that
Oh,
the
are you
one?
talking about this one right here?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like
how did I know
how
that?
did you
This
know
is
to take that one? Yeah.
So it's not about knowing, right? So an order block is the last down. You have to look at the very last low, right? And if that very last low is a bearish candle, right? Before that big push up, this is the order block, right? It's not this one. This is an order block right here as well. This
Oh,
so make
okay.
no doubt about it. Yeah, this is an order block as well, right? But the correct
Oh,
order block that you want to use is the last down close candle, right? Or the last up close candle before a big push down or that big push up. Now people get it confused because they'll see shit like this, and this is why I say like again, order blocks out of key areas is what you're supposed to, and that typically is the down close, last down close or last up close candle is typically one of them.
okay. Thank you. Second question. I'm having a little trouble with the rejection blocks. Like so am I only supposed to take a rejection block out of a fair value gap or
So rejection blocks form in two ways. The ones that I like to use, either they form from out of a fair value gap or they form after a higher or low is swept out. So one of those two. It's always one of those two, right? A nice decent rejection block always leaves a long wick. It always leaves like a super long wick. Um, so like if we looking at like the hourly right now, this right here, then we got this right here, this right here. Like all these are like rejection blocks, like high probability rejection blocks that I would look to take, to the upside, downside, whatever.
So why wouldn't the rejection block be the black candle before the one you just showed me?
Which one?
I'm sorry, the OB.
You talking about this one?
No.
This one?
This is regarding the first question. When it was consolidating,
Oh, you
you was
talking
telling me
about
that
this
I
one
should
right here?
choose. Yeah, but why wouldn't it be the other black candle?
So
No,
you asking
no,
me
no, not that one.
this
Um,
this the this the order block right here? Oh, you talking about right here, down here?
yeah, yeah. Why
So you
wouldn't it
asking
be
me
the one to the left? Why is it that?
why wouldn't it
I
be
think
this one right here?
no, the one to the left.
This one?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be that one?
Why wouldn't this be the order block?
Yeah.
Because this is it's not the last low within this consolidation.
Okay.
This black candle is the lowest low. You're looking for the lowest low within that.
Lowest low. Okay, makes sense.
Yes,
Got
the
you.
lowest low. Yeah, this black candle and this black candle isn't the lowest low. This is the lowest low. So this starts the swing point.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Go ahead, Javarius. I said that right, brother?
Yeah, I was trying to see. Can you explain how inducements work?
So inducements create protective swing highs and swing lows, right? Inducement happens. Let's look at like an example. Matter of fact, today, you know, example. So how inducement works, typically how inducement works. And I really want to let me get another example. Another example. So hold on. All right, this actually would be like a better example right here. All right, so inducement typically creates like protective swing highs and protective swing lows or whatever, right? So how inducement works is that price will create right consolidation lows, right, or it'll create failure swings, right? Failure swing lows or failure swing highs, right? Um, and it'll trap traders into getting into like trades, right? So if we look right here, like within this little area, right? Boom, price came down, put in this swing low, put in this swing high, put in another swing low right here, right? So this is a failure swing at this point, right? And then price starts to reach up, right? We start putting in this swing high, swing low again, put in a failure swing because it doesn't take out these lows, right? And then we come all the way up, we sweep out these highs, and then you go ahead and you get this fast sell-off to the bottom, right? This is inducement, right? This is taking out every single buyer that stepped inside the market buku early. It'll take them out, and then the real move starts. So anytime like you are looking at the charts and you're looking to get into a trade, right? Waiting on inducement is like the best thing you could do. Because you're gonna wait on it, and then boom, Price is gonna price gonna stop everybody out who got into a trade early, and then start to go back to the upside, or start the real move, whether it's to the bottom or to the upside, right? This is a prime example right here as well, right? We know that the objective right here, right, is these highs right here, right? But boom, we are consistently making phase swings, right? We making that trend line liquidity right here, right? And then once we come down, we come back up, we come down, but we don't sweep out this low. So this is not inducement right here, right? So then we start to make this, we start to trick buyers and letting buyers think that, okay, we ready to go back to the upside. And then what happens? Price ends up taking out this high, right? Inducing this high to come swing all the way back down to finally take out the low. Once it
All
takes
right.
out the low, that's when the real move starts back to the upside.
All right. So how you know when it's gonna happen?
Inducement typically happens inside of key areas. You just
All right.
gotta
So
watch.
what's failure swings?
What I was just explaining. Failure swings is when price makes a swing high like this, and then price tries to come up to make a swing high above this swing high, but it doesn't do it. So it's a phase swing. It's typically what people would consider higher highs and higher lows, lower highs and lower lows. Look, those are phase swings
All right, I got you.
for sure. Go ahead, Shannon.
Um, okay, so question for you. Well, I got two questions.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when is the odor block used up? Because I know you say that like this morning, I think you said it like once or twice. And
I
so I'm
don't
trying to
like
figure out
using
when it's used.
anytime an order block. I don't like using order blocks outside of like once an order block opening and CE is tapped, right? It has to be the opening and CE. It can't just be. It could be like, let's just say the opening was just tapped, but the CE wasn't. Then I'll still use it. But if opening and the CE was tapped, I ain't fucking with it. I'm cool.
Shoot. And then my other question was, so when I look at the 4 hour, is it
Mm.
valid to look at, like, say for instance, because 4 hour is pretty big. So if I'm looking at the 4 hour and I see that the current candle took out the low, um, is it valid to look for it to take up the upside,
Yeah,
or go up to the upside?
yeah,
Because that would be inducement on the lower time frame, right?
yeah. It most likely, yeah, it would be inducement on a lower time frame
Okay, okay. That was my questions. Thank you so much.
for sure. Miracle,
Hey, Luchii.
what's up, baby?
Okay, so my question is, when you were talking about where we currently are right now in the market, and you showed on the 4 hour that you were looking at an order block.
Uh huh.
So I was looking at the 1 hour and I saw a fair value gap, kind of like above where that order block is, where you had it.
Yeah. I
So
mean
would
that
it
that
be
for value guy was really that bit was used. You talking about this one, huh? Oh,
no,
you
not
talking
that
about
one,
this
up
one?
that one, yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, yeah. What about it?
So is it valid to look at that and think that, look at that on the 1 hour market out, then go down to the 5 minute and find something within it, and
So
then
here's
think
the thing,
price might
right?
bounce off of that?
So here's the thing, right? We pretty bullish. We in pretty much bullish structure at the moment, right?
Mhm.
So you thinking that we'll sweep out this high, tap CE, and then push to the lower side? That's not
Yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong for thinking that, right? Because that could possibly happen. My thing is, if you are going to do that, make sure you actually um make sure you actually looking at it from a standpoint of I'm only looking to get in this trade and get out. I'm not
Okay.
looking to get no 150 point trade, right? We do got another order block that's like right here. Um, but CE was used already. I don't like that CE was used. But it is within this order block though. So like it's not wrong to think that, but I'm to be honest, I'm pretty much looking at price to come and take out these highs right here. Like I'm looking at this high to come get taken on. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Got you. So if
Yeah,
I was to get in, it'd only be for a short period of time.
yeah, for a good time, not a long time,
I got you. All right. Thank you.
for sure. Jakari, I said that right, Jakarta.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Yes,
Quick
Lord.
question. So you are basically using the 4 hour time frame to verify if it's bullish or bearish for the day,
I'm
right?
using the 4 hour and the 1 hour.
Okay, right. So you're going to use that to see where the market is, and then you can mark your highs and lows, or your highest high and your highest low from the 4 hour. Then
The
you're reducing it
nearest,
to the nearest,
nearest.
right?
Yeah,
And then you're
nearest.
going to the 1 hour, and you're
Hold
doing
on,
the
you're
same
missing a
thing.
step.
Okay.
No, no. So listen, only do it on one of the time frames. You don't gotta
Okay.
do it on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. You could just go to the 1 hour, right?
Okay.
You could just go to the 4 hour and stick to that. You do it, boom. Then you mark out your high and low, and you also mark out your key area that price is likely to stop at on the 4 hour, on that 4 hour time frame, or on that 1 hour time frame, and then you drop down to the lower time frame, right? And then that's when you mark out your key area on that 5 minute time frame or that 15-minute time frame, and you wait. You wait for price to take out whatever high that you marked out and tap into that key area to then look for look to get into your trade.
Okay. So technically, you don't have to use a 4 hour, but
I guess it's valuable if you're looking to see if it's bullish or bearish for the day in general, or for the next few
So,
trades.
so it, it's a time frame alignment thing. So if you're looking at the 15 minute the trade, the 4 hour is your best friend. If you're looking at the 5 minute, the 1 hour is your best friend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you if you try to take a trade on a 5 minute from a 4 hour standpoint, you most likely gonna lose because those time frames don't align with each other.
Understood. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then once it taps into that little, zone that you created, you're waiting for it to retest and make a higher high or lower low. And then once it retests, that's when you would tap into the trade.
No. Once price once price so example, right? I'll give you an example, right? So if I mark out this on the 1 hour time frame, right? And then I go ahead and I mark out this low and I'm like, all right, I'm waiting on price to sweep this low out and tap into this order block right here, right? When I go down to the 5 minute time frame, I'm then looking for my key area within this key area. If I know this is my lows right here, all right, boom. I'm looking for price to go ahead and tap into my order block. Let me find my order block that's right here. So when I zoom in, um this yellow candle is a bullish candle. That's my lowest low. So I want to look to the candle that's to the left of it. You hear me? So I could go ahead and see. So I'm gonna mark that out and I'm gonna pull that over. When I mark that out and I pull that over, now I got my entry. Boom. I'm looking to
Mhm.
take my trade from right here. So I'm gonna place my limit there with a stop loss below this low.
Gotcha.
So you see how I just broke that down from the one hour
Mm-hmm.
to a 5 minute. I'm not looking for much. I'm looking for this to happen
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate it.
for sure. Boy, face, go ahead, go your fat ass to the gym, little boy. Imani,
Hey, so I just had a quick question about the key areas. What and how you say like order blocks come out of them. I was wondering, like, do you consider like weekly open and monthly open key areas? Because sometimes it'll be an order
yeah,
block within those,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it'll blow past it, so I get confused.
Yeah, weekly openings and Monday openings are key areas. They typically liquidity pools for real.
Okay.
But yeah, but you typically you again you don't want to just take a trade just because it's a weekly opening or monthly opening. You
Well,
want to take the
no,
trade.
because how you were just saying that so like on the charts right now on the 1 hour, the monthly open, which I know the month is about to be over, it's about to start a new one tomorrow, but the monthly open is pretty much right where that 1 hour order block is. And that's
Yeah,
also like a 5 minute order block. So I was looking at that, but then you had just said something about the 1 hour order block being the one that's below that. So now I was like confused.
you talking about this order block right here, huh?
Right.
Right, this the hourly. So this is the hourly order block. This is the monthly opening. Well, the monthly opening is like this the weekly opening right here. So this
Weekly.
this
Yeah,
the
that's weekly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So price did come tap the weekly opening, but if you as you can see, it went just a little bit below weekly opening to tap the order block. That's on the
Okay.
lower time frame. But this that order block that it tapped is within this order block right here on the 1 hour time frame. This is the sauce. You're supposed to look for your key area inside of the key area that's on the 1 hour time frame. Anything
So
that's
it's
that's not in this order block is irrelevant to you.
so it really doesn't matter how close it is to CE or the opening of the order block as long as it's still inside of it.
Yeah, the thing is, right? Because like in this case, right? Boom, CE right there, and the opening is right here. But as you can see,
Right.
we went below it. You don't base your trades based off of if CE or what's at CE or the opening. You have to base the trade based off of what key area is there as well. Because even after price sweep out the low, it's still gotta come back and tap a key area that's within this 1 hour order block to
Okay.
go higher. It still has the type of Kiera. So it could have very well been, you hear me, the for value gap right here, right? The reason why I didn't choose this
Right.
for value gap to trade off is because it had already tapped CE, and I don't like using a for value gap that CE already been used. If the CE wasn't used,
Yeah.
I'm taking it. But since it wasn't,
Um,
it wasn't you, it was used already. I don't really want to take it, so I'm gonna look for price to go lower to the order block
okay, okay. Okay then. Thank you.
for sure. Uh, go ahead, Nicole.
Hey, Luchii. Okay, so I like using the order block and fair value gap. I think this morning, like before the market opened, I had identified like two fair value gaps and an order block, but like the value gaps were trending upward. The order
Uh huh.
block was trending downward. So I too was expecting the market to go back down. I think where I'm confused is in you mentioned like we don't have to use both fair value gap and order block. If order block is working for you, use that. But I'll identify multiple order blocks. So I'm just like, which one should I actually be focused on? Like, even as
Wait.
the market is opening up, I'm still trying to find, okay, is there another order block? Am I doing that right? Or,
Yeah, you don't want to do that, right? So,
okay,
you wanna base it off what's nearby. So like if we let's rewind right quick. Hold on. Right here. So boom. This 8 o'clock right here, right?
mm-hmm,
So at 8 o'clock, this is my nearest order block that's right here. That's going to like the upside, right? I want to tap this,
right.
boom, go back to the upside, right? Um, and if we was to sweep out this low, that's right here, right? Then my nearest order block would be right here now. If we was to sweep out that low,
If
right?
we
It's
sweep out
only
the low.
based, yeah, that's only if we
Okay,
swept out that low. We never sweep out that low. This is my nearest order block right there to go back to the upside, vice
okay,
versa. So if I'm looking to go back to the, I mean, if I'm looking for price to reject, right? Boom, this would be my nearest order block right here to go lower, right? To reject, to go
mm-hmm,
lower, or right, which was already used. And then like if we go ahead and we sweep out this high and this high, right? All right, cool. My nearest order block at that point would be where we at right now, which is this high right here.
right. Okay, okay.
So yeah.
Thank you.
So just pay attention to what's nearby as it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead, B.
Hey, Luchi. So, okay, you just went over that low. So you said if the low didn't get taken out and then it went down, my issue is I'll have like that first low, and then sometimes it blows past it and goes to the next low. How do I know which one exactly it's gonna go to, or should I just be waiting to watch
Y-
it?
Yeah, you should always just be waiting to watch it. So
Okay.
so boom. If this is the low right here,
Uh-huh.
right? And then we got this low that's right here, right?
Yep.
Again, you want to do the exact thing, same thing that I just told you. So
Mm-hmm.
if this the first low, all right, I'm marking out this order block right here. Soon as I get this first low, boom, marking out this order block, going back to
Mm-hmm.
the first name.
Okay.
Then if we take out this low right here, right, then my second order block right here is my next one.
Okay, because I usually have like I have so many things marked out, and then sometimes it takes the first low and doesn't go, and then it goes up, and then sometimes it shoots down, and yeah, that I think that was my biggest issue. So basically, just wait.
Yeah, just wait. Wait,
Okay,
listen, patience is gonna be your best friend in some shit like this.
okay, all right, cool. Thank you.
For sure. Go ahead, T-Shirt.
Hey, Luchi. Um, my question is about order blocks and the openings. Like sometimes we take the opening of the order block our trade from, and then sometimes we wait for inducement. How do we know which one to
Wait, say
do?
that question again.
So sometimes we just take the trade from either like CE or the opening of the order block, but
Uh-huh.
sometimes we wait for inducement on a lower time frame, then take the trade. How do we know which one to do?
Liquidity. So boom. If I mark out an order block, right, and they got liquidity already sitting above either C or the opening, then I'm looking to take it right then and there. But if I mark out that order block and there is no liquidity within there, I'm looking for price to make the low, induce the low, and then go back to the upside. liquidity gonna be, one of those things.
You have an example of that?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be tough for me to find an example of because pricing played out so much already. Um, okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me see what happened on this one with this one right here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back to the hourly and see. Rewind this bitch back right quick. All right. This will probably be. This ain't a super clean example, but this would be something that I would look at. So like you see how like right here, if I mark out this order block like I marked it out, I see that this CE right here, and then this the opening right here, right? And then I go back to the 5 minute time frame. So you see how like at the opening there is no liquidity right here, right? You see that? Like there is no liquidity. The liquidity is sitting down here. They ain't got
Mm-hmm.
no liquidity right here. So I'm not looking to take the opening right here, right? If anything, I would want to see price come down. Like let's just say we don't come and sweep out none of this. I want to see price make a low right here, a high right here, sweep out the low within this opening and then go back to the upside. If we gonna tap the that. But if not, right, I want to see price come down, sweep out the liquidity, right? And tap CE. So we tap CE right here, right? Well, what you notice, we end up coming down, creating a low, right? Created that liquidity. We pushed up, came down, and swept out that liquidity into CE.
I think I understand. I might have to watch this again.
Yeah, we'll get some notes down. Come out at me.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Go ahead, Sheena. Sheena, let's go.
Hey Dante,
Man, don't call my real name, man.
I want to know what inducement play you would have took today.
The only one that I took today.
Okay, can you tell me?
Yeah. So in the 15 minute, we had this 15 minute order block that was made right here.
Mm-hmm.
When I went down to the 1 minute time frame, we swept out this low right here, which was the inducement play, into this rejection block. So our bottom tick from here all the way to the upside.
Can you show me how you lined your fib up? Like what you like,
Look, girl,
little boy? I'm older than you. So what you do it from where
from
to where?
from from this wick low
Mm-hmm.
right here, all the way up to the candle body on the 1 minute.
Oh, why you do it like that though?
What
What
you
you was looking
mean?
for?
This is a rejection block. I was looking for OTE at a
Oh,
rejection block.
oh, see, I never knew that you could do it like that. I always do it from like the 1 hour, from like the swing high to the swing low. I
It's
never.
not everybody preferred trading
Why is
style.
y'all laughing?
I mean, to be honest, you could have did it from the 5 minute, because the 5 minute had this low as well. So you could have easily just measured it out like this as well.
Okay.
You could have easily just did that.
I got one more question.
What's up?
I want to know, why the fuck your back?
Go ahead, Marty.
Wait, who, me or somebody
Yeah.
else?
Nah, I'm
Oh,
talking to you.
oh, okay. Luchii, you always get my name wrong. It's Marie.
I gotta listen. I swear to God, I'm gonna practice that bitch. I'm gonna go in the mirror and I'm gonna say it 3 times. All right, Maria. That name hard. I ain't gonna lie. That name hard. Maria. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so my question today. So for today, I had the 1 hour order block that we have marked out. And then I kind of was waiting to see what price was going to do at the opening. Was it was it
To the
fair
upside or downside?
to the upside?
Upside. All right. Wait.
Hmm.
So this one right here, huh?
Mm.
Are you talking about the one that we took to the upside?
The one that we took to the upside, because
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I had a 5 minute order block, but it was created from the 9:20 candle. I
Right.
had one marked out from the 8:55, but then obviously we dipped lower and we induced that low.
Right.
Um, so like, was that still like valid to like mark out? Is my question because I
The
see,
the the order block itself.
yeah, the order block at 9:20.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. You said the one at 9:20. Hold on. Are you so you asking like, what did you like to retest?
Yeah, to retest the opening of it because it did
Um.
retest the opening to a tick.
So so it typically, I mean, it could have did it, but if I'm being quite frank, when it's in the morning like that, and you know that volatility like really about to rush in, then it's really kind of tough to say they're gonna do that.
So from the trade that we did this morning, like it didn't retest CE, kind of like just blew through it. And I know we had like the limit set, but I guess I'm like confused like with the retest because normally, from what you teach, you want to see it retest one of the areas of significance. And I don't know, today kind of threw me off a little bit because
Uh,
I felt like my bias was right, but I felt like maybe my key area was wrong. I'm not sure.
so no, your key area wasn't wrong. You just was looking at the wrong, area. So marking out this 5 minute time frame, right? You could have looked at this order block that was right here, because this is the order block price came bounced off to go to the upside.
So typically,
So
how far do you like look back though? Because
only
sometimes
within
I feel
this
like that shot
only
me up.
only within this order block. So whatever's in this order block is what I typically look back at.
No matter the amount of like days. Because sometimes I'll have like a order block marked out from like last week Thursday, and like it'll hit it to a tick, but then I'm like, oh, did I just miss market,
Is it
or
is it was it is it if it's not closed by price action, it don't really matter.
no? It be close by price action, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Like,
So now I'm saying, like, if it's closed by price action, it matters.
okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
it don't matter. It don't matter how old it is. As long as it's closed by price action, it matters.
Okay, thank you, Lucy.
No problem. Lady P,
And hello, hello, hello.
what's up, lady?
Um, hey, let's go to the current time frame.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
now, what we're looking at, the candle that swept, which was the 6 o'clock candle that swept the 2 o'clock candle, and that 6 o'clock candle is a potential order block
On the
that's in
4 hour,
1 hour. I'm sorry.
1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. And you said the 4 hour,
No, the 6 o'clock candle that
right?
swept the 2 o'clock candle inside that fair value gap.
On a 1 hour. You talking about today, huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
6 p.m.
yes.
This the 6 p.m. candle right here. What for value
No,
candles right here?
no, Luchii,
6 a.m. candle or 6 p.m.?
6 p.m.
Oh, I'm tweaking. That's me. My bad, baby. That's
Yeah.
me. That's me. Hold on. 6 p.m. Six. All right. Boom. All right. Yeah. So you
No,
said
no,
the
you're
eight
on right
o'clock
here.
candle that
This
swept
is
the 6
today,
p.m.
like right now, today, Tuesday.
You said Tuesday.
Yeah, it's playing out right now, current time frame. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All
So
right.
when we see the candles sweep the 6 o'clock candle swept the 2 o'clock candle in the fair value gap. Okay. Now, in order for that order block to be valid, the current candle, which is the 8 o'clock candle wick above it, does that have to close above that order block in order
Oh,
for it to be valid?
but look, lady. I'm confused because you said the 6 o'clock candle swept the 6 p.m. candle swept
Um,
a different candle, but the 6 p.m. candle ain't sweep a higher or low. This 6 p.m. candle right here on the hourly, it
no,
ain't sweep.
no, that's a 7 o'clock candle.
No, 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 no. This is six. It's 1800.
Is my time frame tripping?
Yeah, your time frame tripping.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay, well, that order block candle right there,
Which
which
this one
would
right
which
here,
would
huh?
be the four, yeah, what is that, your 4 o'clock?
Yeah, that's my fault.
Okay, so the 4 o'clock swept the 2 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
into the gap. Yeah.
okay. So now is that a valid order block right now, or we have to wait until the candles completely close above the wick?
So, I typically like to see my order blocks made when price close above the opening, but you technically supposed to wait for it to close above the wick. But I typically like for it to close above the opening, and then the retest. So you see how like the 7 o'clock came and closed above the opening, and then the 8 o'clock came and retested to push up. So like that's typically like my forte. Like I fuck with that.
Okay. Okay, so in a situation like that, since it has not completely went up and took out a high to come back and come back and retrace, so we will still zoom down to like the 5 minutes to see, look for any liquidity.
So here's my thing, right? So price came down and made this low, and then it
Uh-huh.
tried to push up to make a
Mm-hmm.
high, but it made a phase swing. So anytime a phase swing get made, then what?
It's gonna try to take it out.
It's gonna take out a low. It's gonna come back and take out that low.
Okay.
Anytime a phase swing get made, right? This order block is really a valid order block the minute price make a new high, right, and close above it, right? But the minute that price, make a low and then make a high or try to make a high that doesn't go above the previous high, right? It becomes a phase swing. And typically when a phase swing is put in, I mean price gonna go lower. So I'm expecting price to sweep out this low and possibly tap into this 1 hour order block to go higher.
Okay. So in a situation like that with the failure swing, I should be looking at the the bearish order block.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I would be looking at this order block right here
Okay.
to go lower.
Okay.
Pause there,
The recording
Yeah.
has stopped.
All right, that recording got way too long. All right, y'all. I'm about to go